Jó reggelt kívánok! Hogy vagy? Jó? Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. All right. Good morning. Start of another day. And I'm sore. I don't know if it's just that I'm getting old, but I'm sore. And the soreness usually I'm sore when I wake up and crawl out of bed. And then as the day progresses, hmm, the soreness slowly subsides. So anyway, I thought I'd have a little fun today. I woke up this morning and I was reading some of the comments from my videos yesterday, and I think it was Mark that said something to the effect of, if you put the word Trump or Pelosi in your subject line, watch, the views will spike. They'll spike. And so this morning I thought to write Trump in the eye of the needle. And we will see. We will see if Mark is correct, because my videos on average do between two to no in the very low 200s. Sometimes it doesn't even break the 200s, up to 300-400 videos or views a day. And that's all right. It's all good. It's it's all good. I don't know what would happen if I ever became. I think it would take on a whole different dynamic. Like when I do these videos now, they're rather intimate. These videos now are rather intimate. It's just myself and a small collection of people, 300 people, something like that. Now, if I were uploading these videos and I knew that there were two, three, four, 500,000 people watching it every day, then I might be more I might be more conscientious and reserved and careful as to what I say and talk about. So it's all good. But we will see. We'll see what happens with the views. I'll let this video go on for a while. Normally, before I go to bed at night or at some point in time during the day, I'll go in and I'll mark my video unlisted. And that just basically means it's still available, but only if you have the link to the video. If you don't have the link to the video, you won't find it by going to my channel. And as I've said in the past, I do that right or wrong because those of you that have been following me for a long time, you know the different, quirks that I have, if you want to call it, or you know me basically. And for somebody to just jump in the middle and and just watch some random video, it's not really what I want. But anyway, to be quite honest with you, I'm probably overthinking. I'm probably overthinking that whole thing. But hmm, I woke up this morning and my coffee maker wouldn't brew. I've got a Mr. Coffee. I have a Mr. Coffee coffee pot, and I filled it up with water and put it in the coffee and turned it on, and it beeped 3 times, and it just wouldn't brew. So I had to reserve to my $1,000 espresso machine, which makes pretty good coffee, as a matter of fact. It's not bad at all. So you would hope that it would make pretty good coffee. Anyway, yesterday I did a video in my office in the morning, and I let the whole thing of setting up my new office get the better of me, and I completely forgot after I finished the video. I completely forgot to talk about what it was initially. It was on my mind, and that was the other side of the fence. The other side of the fence, and I put up a picture of a cow sticking its head through a fence. And you know what prompted that? What prompted that the other day was the fact that I was in my room painting, and I think this was Sunday morning. I was in my room painting, and I had a deep sense of satisfaction in the progress that I've made of of remodeling my home, if you want to call it that. I don't know if you call it remodel, but of working on my home the last several weeks. And as I was sitting there, I happened to pick up my phone, and I went to one of the social media sites. I don't recall, I think it was Instagram or something. I went to the social media site, and I was just kind of glancing through. I was glancing through the various pictures, and I saw a picture of of a family that I know quite well. You know, they're in my life, so to speak. I don't interact with them very much, but regardless, somehow or another, they found their way onto my Instagram account, and there they were. You know, happy little family, happy little family with the with the little kids and the and what have you. And just for a brief moment, even if it were just a brief moment, I found myself wondering, what good is it? What good is it to have, to have the beautiful home and have all the toys and everything, but to be alone? What good is it all if it's not shared? And just for a brief moment, I know that, envy and jealousy are well, jealousy is a terrible emotion. Jealousy is a terrible thing, but envy is to envy somebody. Alexa, define envy.
As a noun, envy is usually defined as a feeling of discontent or covetousness with regard to another's advantages, success, possessions, etc. As a verb, envy is usually defined as to regard a person or thing with envy. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for envy.
So envy is the right word. I looked at this family, and I envied them. I found myself envying this family, with the little kids and the big smiles and all that kind of stuff. And as I went about my morning, I found myself thinking of something that I've learned over the years. And the saying that the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence reminded me that many times in life you go through and you look on the other side of the fence, and you think what you see is green grass, when in fact more times than not it's artificial turf. It's just artificial turf. It's not real. And the grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. And you look at you know that you look at other you look at I'm trying to articulate my thoughts here. The coffee maker not working just kind of threw me all off. But people have the tendency to go through life and always look to see what others have and what they don't have, and wish that they had this or wish that they had that. And it's not always what you see. It's not when you look at the at others people's lives, and you look at the superficial uh, view, so to speak. It's not always what you see. people can put on a really really good front. And I learned that a long time ago, because just as I may be sitting there, just as I may be sitting there wishing, or thinking about being on the other side of the fence with with the family and all that type of stuff. I can guarantee you that there's somebody over on the other side of the fence with the family looking over at me and my freedom and my lifestyle and what have you, and thinking that they wish, that they were on my side of the fence. So it all balances out in the end, and you never take something at face value. You never take a situation at face value, because what you see is not always what you get. So I think it's just a matter of being content with oneself and one's disposition. So anyway, what else is on my mind? There's a saying that's been going through my head lately. Lately, I've been doing a lot of lately I've been doing a lot of shopping. Just a lot of shopping. The TV and the sofa and the sound system and the curtains I'm buying, and the rug and the entertainment center, and just buying this stuff. Just buying it without, well, I'm giving it thought, but there's a thought that there was a quote that went through my head the other day. And some of my favorite quotes come from the Bible. And one of the quotes that I love from the Bible is the quote to something to the effect of, it's easier it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. And I was reading up on that a little bit this morning, and there was some debate as to whether, when Jesus said that, he was referring to an actual camel, the animal, or the translation got mixed up, and it was supposed to mean like a rope, a rope or a cable to go through the eye of a needle. But regardless, it's something that I learned, something I learned or read at a very very early age, or a very early period after I became born again, that I read that, because up until the time that I had become born again, I was always commingling with very affluent, very rich people. And so when I read that, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. I put that in contrast, or I put that in context to these people that I was hanging out with, and they were unethical, immoral, just bad people. And it's just something that never went away. That thought never went away from me. The the thought of richness, and people, oftentimes people, money can destroy people. Wealth is something that can just really really destroy people. And for years I struggled with, in my 20s, and into my 30s. I just really really struggled. I always wanted that. I wanted that success. I wanted that wealth. I wanted that comfort, that prosperity brings you. But for whatever reason, it always eluded me. It always eluded me. And now that I got into my 40s and I got into my 50s, and I found myself in a much different financial position than than I was than I was in the past. But but anyway, I was driving home yesterday from Panda Express, which is one of my favorite go-to restaurants. And seldom will I go to a Wendy's or a McDonald's or a Burger King or something like that. Very, very seldom. But Panda Express, that's usually my go-to thing, and I always get the same thing. I always get, half chow mein, half vegetables, or half rice, half vegetables. And then Skip Smith turned me on to the honey walnut shrimp. So I'll get the honey walnut shrimp, and then usually I try to balance that with something healthy like chicken and green beans or something like that. But Panda Express is one of the uh, one of the quote unquote fast food restaurants that you can go to, and you can choose whether you're going to eat a really good healthy meal or a or or one loaded with fat and all that kind of crap. But not that you can't do that at McDonald's. I mean, at McDonald's, you can go to McDonald's and you can get yourself a Whopper or a Big Mac or the stinking salad. But the salads at McDonald's are just crap. But anyway, as I was driving home from Panda Express, I found myself thinking of I found my I found myself thinking that oftentimes what we want in life, like I think that God I think that God will give you what you want in life if you have faith the size of a mustard seed. I think that God will give you what you want in life, but I don't think that God gives it to you until he knows that you're ready to have it. If God had given me, I wanted prosperity and wealth and all that when I was in my 20s. I wanted all that when I was in my 20s. I yearned for it. It was all I thought about. I would buy these books, Think and Grow Rich, and How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it was all through my 20s that I wanted the success. I wanted the money. I wanted the nice toys and all that type of stuff. But the fact of the matter is, as I look back on the course of my life, I wasn't ready for it. I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known how to handle it. I just, I just wouldn't have known how to handle it, and it probably to have had the success back then that I have now. Um, it probably would have ruined me, to be quite honest with you. And that's not to say that people in their 20s or 30s can't be successful and not be ruined. But for me, that probably would have been the case. So, when I ask God for something, and I don't get it right away, I often think that God knows better. God knows better than I as to what I need and when I need it. So that I just kind of I don't dwell on want. I don't dwell on want or need, so to speak. But anyway, hmm. But there's not too much else on my mind today. The Oksana. I'm going to go out on a limb and share with you some thoughts on Oksana. The people that I meet through the YouTube videos are always, the relationships that I've developed over the years, albeit virtual, are really something else. Oz down in Australia, I've never met him before, but I consider him to be, such a wonderful friend. And I could go on and on with Paula and Angela and Melissa and just on and on with people that I've met, through the years of doing the videos. And Oksana, bless her heart, what a what a godsend she's been to me as far as encouraging me and helping me with different decisions on my home. And yesterday I did a video. Yesterday in my video about what to do with that picture in my wall and in the hallway and curtains for my bedroom and all that kind of stuff. Bless her heart if Oksana didn't do a sketch. She did an actual sketch. She's artistic. So she does this sketch of this scene of my bedroom and I looked at it and I thought that's brilliant. And what she did normally, with the windows, like I have these high ceilings, so you've got these ceiling to floor drapes, if you will. And there's two windows in my bedroom, and you would think that you would have two panels, a total of four panels, two on each window, and for the drapes. But the sketch that Oksana did was just one drape on each window, and and fold it up so that it was just those of you out there, I don't know if you can imagine this or not, but just one drape on one side of the window, kind of draped over, partially, so it comes down, and with the big painting in the center. And it was just it was one of these aha moments, like, yeah, it's different, and it's beautiful and it's elegant. And she even went so far as to show me some, just the perfect drape. What would be just the perfect drape at, I think it was Pottery Barn or something like that. But what a talented person. Oksana, if you're watching this video, you have to go far and wide. You have to go far and wide to find somebody like yourself. Somebody that has the intelligence and the artistic capability and and the creative spirit that you have. And boy, I take my hat off to you. I take my hat off to Oksana as far as all the help that she's given me. And she doesn't want anything, and she doesn't ask anything of me. She doesn't, there's no, rhyme or reason as to why she's so, helpful. But boy, I sure do appreciate it. But anyway, so I need to get on with my day, get out on my bike ride. Boy, I love my morning bike ride. I really like, getting back into the whole bike ride routine is has been just nothing short of wonderful. To get out there on the bike, and you're listening to music and just pedaling along, and it's something that I just love to death. So anyway, with all that, we'll do the question of the day. Alexa, what's the question of the day?
Welcome back. Here is today's question of the day. The topic is geography. It is worth 4 points. The city of Rome was founded on the banks of which river? Choose from the following: A. Arno, B. Rubicon, C. Volga, or D. Tiber.
Repeat, please.
Okay, here is the question again.
It's A
The
or
city of
B.
Rome was founded on the banks of which river? You can choose from A. Arno, B. Rubicon, C. Volga, or D. Tiber.
What is A?
That's a good guess. The
B.
correct answer was D. Tiber.
Oh.
The Tiber River is the second longest Italian river, after the Po River. The city of Rome was founded on 7 hills near the Tiber River, about 24 kilometers inland from
There you go. All right. Maybe I'll watch Gladiator tonight on my TV. I gotta tell you, I got that TV, and I've probably watched more TV in the last week that I've watched in the last 3 years. Interestingly enough, I've never been a big TV person, but now I've got this big TV, and I had my Polish friend over yesterday. I don't know why was it? See, it wasn't necessary for me to say I had my Polish friend over yesterday. There's no relevance to the fact that he's Polish. It doesn't. I don't know why I needed to identify him as being Polish. Why do we always do that? I had a friend over yesterday, and we watched a movie called The Way Back. For those of you that like to read, for those of you like to read, I'll give you a tip on a book. It's a phenomenal book. It's very short. It's a very short book, but boy, is it good. It's called The Long Walk. I believe it's called The Long Walk. And it's the story of this Polish soldier that was captured in World War II and sent to Siberia. And he escaped a Siberian prison camp, only to walk out of Siberia south through Mongolia and through the Gobi Desert and through the Himalayas, and found his way all the way to India. And it's a fascinating story. I mean, the movie doesn't do the book justice, and the book's not all that long. I remember when I grabbed the book, I couldn't put it down. It was one of these books, and I think I finished it in a day or something like that. But it's just called The Long Walk, and we watched my friend and my friend and I we watched the movie last night, and but I've watched more movie and more TV in the last week than I have in a long time. So anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to get on with my day and let all you do the same. All right. So take good care. Have a great day.